I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger.
What am I building? Am I building a castle on stones with pilings all the way down into the bedrock that will last the centuries? Or am I building a house of cards that will blow over at the first sign of the wind and storms? That's what we all need to be asking ourselves every day. Now, some people say I'm a little too serious and I take life a little too serious, and sometimes I do. However, when you're a man, you have responsibilities and you have people that are dependent on you. When I was a child, I played with child's toys. As I've become a man, I have put away childish things. I know some people believe in, they're always going to be childlike. They're always going to try to play and have fun. And, it's okay to play and have fun every now and then, but you have responsibilities. You're going to have to take one for a team more often than not. Now, I say all this just to let you know my business is going to change a little bit. We're getting a new truck. We signed the papers on Friday. That's all I'm going to say for now about the situation. I'm going to let y'all's imaginations run wild. What are we going to do with it? Who did we get it from? How much did we pay? What does it look like? All those questions will be answered in future videos. I will have more content coming up about trucking numbers. I will have more content come up about the truck purchase, about business changes, about our goals. I'm doing this video right here. I just wanted to share some thoughts about your foundations, about being who you should be. Sometimes there's who you want to be. Sometimes there's who other people think you are. And then in the middle somewhere is who you should be. And the same thing goes with your business. There's a place that you want to go, a size that you want to reach, an ultimate goal for your business that you see. And then there's a place where people see, and most people want to see you fail. Sadly, that is the way human nature is. Most people want to see you fail because misery loves company. I don't like it. I don't promote it. But that is the nature of humanity. Misery loves company. So that's why when you hear people talking about you can't do it, it can't be done, forget it, hang it up, you got to look past that. And you got to get into the brass tacks. You got to get into the fine details. You got to do the math. You got to do the research. You got to put your finger on the pulse of the industry that you want to get involved in. You can ask opinions. You can ask directions from 1,000 different people, and you're going to get 1,000 different answers. Some may be close, and some will be way apart. Great men and great women, they get in and they do the research, they do the study, and it's usually because it's something that they have a passion for. Because men and women usually don't get in there and put the hours that it takes on something that they're not passionate about. Now, me, myself, I did the study because I was driven to bring my family up from the brink of poverty. That's why I started doing the research. That's why I found the motivation. That's how I find the desire. And the good Lord opened the door and we walked through it. Now, we've been on the ragged edge. And when you're on the ragged edge, you're constantly asking yourself, am I building a castle with a firm foundation, or am I building a house of cards that the wind is going to blow over at any minute? You're constantly asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right decision? It's hard when you have so much on the line. Now, when I first started, it was a lot easier because I didn't have much. And as I started accumulating over the last 3 years, and the more I accumulate, the harder it gets. Because I have more on the line. I'm toting a bigger backpack while I'm walking that jagged edge on the high valley cliff face. If that made any sense. Anyway, I'm doing this ad lib, whatever that's called. Oh, but yeah, when you have more to lose, your decision making sometimes will take longer. Because you want to make dang sure you got it right, especially when you come up so far. You know, I had got to a place in life where I was not even feeling like a man because I couldn't pay my bills proper and I didn't feel like I could take care of my family the right way. And now I feel blessed to be able to help my family, to be able to do positive things for family. You know, I haven't been able to make it to church as much, but I promise you this, we've been doing the Lord's work here and there and the other. I just wish I could make it to church a little bit more, you know. But God has been good, and you cannot outgive God. The more you do for Him, the more He's going to do for you. You know, and I've been studying in another book. And in this book, it has some principles that I believe... It's hard to explain. I'm going to do more than a video on some of the principles in this book. Because I believe when they're coupled and when you study them together, united with the Bible, they can really be eye-opening, and they can really help you to broaden your spiritual experience, because it deals with visualization. It deals with your thought processes and the subconscious mind. And when you can concentrate those things on the Lord's Word and what the Lord wants out of your life, I believe He can give you a life more abundant, more fulfilled. You can make Him happier than you ever thought you could in the past. That's gonna be my goal, and that's gonna be some of the content that's gonna be coming up the road. I'm gonna use less and less music until I find some Christian artists that would like me to use their music in some of my videos. Because that would be cool if I could find some Christian artists that would, you know, add some music content to our videos. I think that would attract a lot of people, and it would get them some playtime. Anyway, I've got some plans for content. I'm past the point of thinking about getting off YouTube because the content is coming in my head a little bit easier. I'm getting a little bit more motivated. Because, you know, sometimes when you get in the forest, you get tired of trudging through it. You know, you lose sight of where you're going because all you're seeing is trees. And I see a lot more than trees this week, you know, and I feel good about it. It's always a risk. I've started to say gamble, but not necessarily a gamble. It's always a risk in everything you do. But you got to have faith that the good Lord is going to protect and prosper you if you're doing what He wants you to do. And I firmly feel that lately we've been on the course that the Lord wants us to be on. And, you know, there was this one truck that I was going to purchase that it never would come through. They always had an excuse, you know. And I found this other one, and I was in the process of getting it. And these people called me and were like, okay, let's do the deal. Let's do the deal. And the day that I was going to do the deal, I got an email that kind of changed things. And I told them to keep that truck because it wasn't quite what we needed. And I just believe that was an act of the Lord because it was a truck that we didn't need. I don't know if we would have got it, the motor might have blown up or whatever. You know, some people call it fate. I just believe it's the Lord's will because, you know, God is everything. Everything you see, hear, smell, touch, God is in everything. He created it all. You know, all we are, we owe to Him. And if you don't believe that, you know, that's your choice. Anyway, I'm getting off subject again. I'm trying to build a company that is stronger than any castle that has ever been built in history. But to get to that point, I've still got some jagged edges to traverse. You know, I've still got some areas that we're going to have to take a little bit bigger risk at. But I look forward to the day when we get past those and we can start building those solid foundations. You know, those foundations that will never change. And I'll go ahead and tell y'all one of those foundations is going to be, we're going to start a savings account, interest-bearing savings account. You know, it's going to be something that will not get touched unless there's an emergency. It won't get touched if there's a flat tire or anything like that. This account will be put to the side for true emergencies. And I think that is something a company should do to build that strong foundation. You know, and each year you see it grow, and it needs to be something that's substantial out of your weekly check. It needs to be something that you feel each week when you put it up. That way it grows quicker and it secures you faster. But not so much that you can't continue business comfortably. It's a fine balance, I believe. That's going to be one of our bedrock stones that we're going to lay in our foundation. You know, that's going to be something that we're going to be able to lean on if needed. I mean, it's something that you're not going to want to put as collateral for any loans or anything. I might even put it in a separate bank than I use for my main banking. Just so it's something that I don't think about so much. Because you know how it is. When you know you have money, it's hard to not spend it. But, you know, getting this next truck, it could be 1,000 questions. Is it too early? Is it too much? Is it going to break down? Am I going to put myself in a bind? All those questions will be answered as we move forward. I just hope that all of y'all can, you know, be as excited as I am, because I love equipment, I love machines, and to be able to get a second truck, I'm like, hey, new truck, yeah, you know, even though it's not exactly what y'all may think, it's a new truck, right? You know that Lego movie, the little guy that runs around saying spaceships? I'm kind of like that. You know, it's a truck, spaceship. Anyway, I digress. I appreciate you listening to me this long. I appreciate y'all watching the videos. I hope to have more and better videos coming up. And if you know any Christian artists that would like to put some content in their videos, I think it would be a great thing. God bless. Catch y'all on the next ride.